Students, let me challenge you with this tonight. We need students that are willing to go into their secret places and believe that we have a great God. We need students that are willing to go in their secret place and chase God like Jacob did. Jacob wrestled with God and said, you know what? And when you read the story of Jacob, it's just a giant story to struggle. And you know what? He was wrestling with God, and it's so much that God like touches his hip and he walks out with a limp from the situation, but won't let go. He said, I won't let go until you bless me. We need students that will go into their places where it's just them and God, and they're like, you know what, God? I'm not leaving until you change my school. But again, God, I'm not leaving until you change me. I'm not leaving until you change my family. I'm not leaving until you change my church. God, I'm not leaving until you change everything about us and we reflect you like you should be reflected and demonstrated in this world. Students, we need a generation of you guys to step up and do the things that my generation has failed to do and the generations before us have failed to do. The power is sitting inside you. All you guys have to do is grab it and look at the wall and say, you know what, my God is bigger than anything. The question is, will you? Because if so, your prayer is powerful and you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how strong it is. You just go work. Just do work. Just do work. But it's up to you. It's up to you. And I know it's funny. But how much longer do you just want to sit around with a dead faith that can't do jack? I'm just saying. You say church is boring. I was telling the guys at Home Depot last night that I was about to break this stuff. They were like, that's cool. Maybe church wouldn't be boring if we actually believed what we said. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy enough to believe that you guys can change the world. Call me crazy. Call me crazy if you think, you know what, I believe that people will, in this room, will go to other countries and spread the gospel. I'm crazy. Call me crazy if I believe that there are students sitting in this room that will become teachers, doctors, and lawyers that will walk into their schools every day, and they will be coaches of all sorts of stuff, and they're going to walk into a classroom and say, you know what, I teach because God has called me to be a teacher and to impact students where they are, whether they're in K or 12, it doesn't matter. Because there was a student when they were 14 and 15 and said, you know what, I'm not going to believe what people said about me anymore. I'm not going to believe all the junk where people said I'm worthless and I'm hopeless and I'll never make anything out of myself. Because students went to God and said, God, give me a destiny. Give me a future. Because I know that you can do whatever you want. We need students to do that now. We can't afford to wait. Michael, if you don't play. I want to stop pouring the gloves because I didn't want the sledgehammer to slip out. Because it's done before. But you know what? The sledgehammer just did what we're supposed to do. Pray with power. It may not happen exactly the way we wanted to or exactly when we wanted to, but you know what? When we believe in faith, James said, God said it, it will happen. There will be power in our prayer. Elijah may have been a prophet, and he may have seen God's face and all these other things, but we are no different than him. You tell me right now, I dare someone to tell me why they can't have that kind of power in their life. The only reason we don't have it is because we don't chase it. We don't seek God the way that we should because we're so used to looking at God as a genie instead of God. Tonight, here's our altar call. Here's our challenge. Here's whatever you want to call it. There's students in this place tonight that you say, you know what, Mackenzie? I want to dare to be that crazy. That if I seek God, yeah, I might have some troubles along the way, but I can get through them as long as I continue to push. I continue to pray because I believe God has a miracle waiting for me. I believe God has a destiny that I can't even begin to dream about right now. If that's you, here's what I'm going to ask. Pastor Scott, if you'll come stand right here in this corner. Here in a second, if that's you, and you're dying to have a destiny, you're dying to have a future, to know what it is, I'm going to ask you to go with Pastor Scott because he's going to pray for you, because I know that is a man that can get to God and help you get there and set a fire underneath you tonight that will never leave. Not because of who he is, but because how big his God is. There's some of you tonight that you say, you know what? Mackenzie, I want God to change the way that I see me. Because I have never once heard anything positive about me or my future or what I can do from anyone. Miss Teresa, Miss Kim, if you guys would come stand over here. These are two of the sweetest people I know, and they will speak life into you tonight. And you will learn what it means to know that you are valued. If we're going to make a difference, students, we need to know that we're valued. And the last group of you is this. You're sick of all the junk that goes with church. And you're just ready to see God do what he said he was going to do. And that is change the world. And you're just crazy enough to believe that he can do it, and he can do it through you. But you're discouraged because of all sorts of other stuff that's going on. Can I be honest with you? Last Thursday, I got a phone call that shook my world. That's all I'm going to say because you really don't need to know anything more than that. But I got a phone call that shook me. And when I say shook, I don't mean it made me a little uncomfortable. I mean it rocked my world and made me go, God, what is going on? And I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at everything else. And I didn't understand. But you know what? I'm still crazy enough to believe that every person in this room has a destiny and is valued and can change this world that let God use them. But we got to get tired of all the junk that goes along with it and just say, God, I'm ready to be crazy for you. If you need to be loved on and just be told that you are valued, go find Miss Kim and Miss Teresa. If you're looking for a destiny tonight, a vision of what you're supposed to do, go find Pastor Scott. Miss Jessica, if you come meet me down front, we're going to pray for those of you that are crazy enough to believe that God really can change Rio Vista. God really can change Cleburne High, Smith, Wheat, Keene, wherever you want, wherever you go, Grandview, it doesn't matter. I'm not counting in 3, just go. Go to wherever you need to go. Don't wait on somebody else, just move. Go on and kill me. Start praying. No, don't wait for us. Jesus.